You are looking live at Tom Ryden Stadium here at Buford, home of the Wolves, where tonight the undefeated Buford High School Wolves will be taking on the Carver Panthers from Carver, Atlanta High School. Welcome in, everybody. I'm Phil Jones, your host. Got Sean Perry, Mr. Producer, on the video tonight, working all the switches and controls. He'll be bringing you the picture. I'll be bringing you the play-by-play tonight of the ITG Next Game of the Week, featuring the Buford Wolves and Carver of Atlanta. Tonight's game, as they all are, as part of our 2023 ITG Next Game of the Week package, brought to you by our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau and Baker Sports. All right, guys, getting set for this big matchup tonight. Be our first look this year at the undefeated Buford Wolves. Last year, we brought you a couple of games featuring the Wolves in a season that had all the promise last year of a team heading for a state championship destiny, only to be derailed at the hands of Walton in a second-round playoff upset. But this is another year, and the Wolves have quite the addition this year that could put them over the top. You've heard all about him. Of course, I'm talking about the quarterback, Dylan Riola. Going to be our first look, probably going to be the first look for many of you guys tonight as well, as we all get a look at the man we've heard so much about. Remember, we were with the Wolves in spring practice. We come up here, spent a couple of days. We were with the Wolves, and Coach Brian Appling had him mic'd up for sound at the Buford Norcross spring game. And Dylan Riola was not in the picture at that point. Buford had gone through a couple of different quarterbacks who, by the way, are not here any longer. And again, that's when soon thereafter we started hearing the rumors that Dylan Riola, who was in Arizona, was thinking about transferring, and indeed he did, to be supposedly closer to his college home of the University of Georgia, just about an hour's drive east of here. So certainly Buford is grateful for him making a decision to enroll here at Buford High School, because he has been everything as advertised. Dylan Riola comes into tonight's game, 6 touchdown passes. He's completed 40 of 67 attempts, 464 yards. The key number may be 0. That's the number of interceptions for Dylan Riola so far through the first 3 games. And I got to be honest with you, they haven't been snoozers. Buford opened up with an 18-0, very dominating win over St. Francis out of Baltimore. You may remember that nationally televised game that had a little bit of a skirmish there at the end, kind of put a black eye on high school football. And it was right here at Tom Ryden Stadium. But Buford, make no mistake, they were every bit dominant as far as what took place between the lines. Now, Buford would follow that up the following week with a 10-7, a squeaker. They had to fight for their lives against Mallard Creek up in North Carolina, but they did escape with a 10-7 victory. And then, of course, a couple of weeks ago in their last game, Buford defeating North Cobb 45-28. North Cobb, the team that we called last week against Marietta in the ITG Next Game of the Week. Buford, by the way, coming off a bye week. They'll head to Marietta, or they'll actually host Marietta next week. For Carver, Atlanta, the Panthers 2 years removed from an appearance in the 3A state championship game, losing to Cedar Grove back in 2021, despite a great season and a 12-3 record. Last year, not bad either, 9-4 were the Panthers, coming out of Region 5 AAA. Their season would come to an end in the semifinals, losing to eventual state champion Sandy Creek 49-14. So Darren Miles, the head coach of Carver, obviously doing a great job with the Panthers of Carver, Atlanta. Now, these two teams met last year, and it was all Buford. I say all Buford. Carver actually led at the half, 16-15, but Buford would come back 4 unanswered touchdowns to win it 44-16. We are about to hear the playing of the national anthem, so we're going to turn our attention to the field and let you hear the marching Buford band. Playing of our national anthem from the Buford Wolves marching band. Almost ready for kickoff tonight between the Buford Wolves and Carver, Atlanta. As we do every game, we encourage you guys to talk to us. I'll be chatting it up with you guys as we have this interactive live stream. In betwixt me giving you all the play-by-play, I'll also be checking in with you guys, your comments, including Walt Taylor, who asked, "What's up, Phil Jones?" What's up, Walt Taylor? Welcome in, brother. Again, want to hear from all of you tonight, watching tonight's live stream. Waylon Polk is checking in from St. Louis, Missouri. Corey DeGood Blair is back in the building. I love it. Absolutely, Corey. Thanks so much for being a part. We had Corey chatting it up with us at the Langston Hughes game. Had a lot of fun in that game in a big Langston Hughes win. How about that Langston Hughes team, though, after the McEachern game that we brought to you guys a couple of weeks ago? Langston Hughes suffers that upset defeat to Butler. Who the heck is Butler? Well, I'll tell you who they are. They're the team that upset Langston Hughes, defending Georgia Class 6A state champion. Now, those kind of games early in the season really don't mean much of anything. Being a non-region game has no bearing on Hughes. That could be the wake-up call that Hughes needs to get back going. We'll see. We'll certainly keep an eye on that. Marvin Gardenhire is checking us out tonight. Marvin, what's up, brother? Walt Taylor says, "Hey, I'm going to be back and forth. I got to watch them Big Bacon Red Raiders." I love it. John Broadnax is in the house, of course, representing his Bainbridge Bearcats. We're at Gloryland, as they refer to it. You can probably see from the shot we'll provide to you tonight, you can see the different youth fields that are a part of this entire complex. The high school is actually about a mile from here, the gargantuan facility that it is, housing the arts, athletics, and academics building. That's the AAA that we talked about in the initial documentary that we did on Buford, a couple of years ago. Of course, we've done one since then. We have made several visits with our friends here at Buford, and we do appreciate our friends here at Buford High School for having us here to document all the great things going on with the Buford athletic program. And I'll be honest with you guys, it's a lot more than just this football program. They are championship caliber, sport after sport after sport. And it is something to behold. And don't be a hater, okay? Buford's a winner. Got to embrace it. If you don't like it, beat them. And that's what Carver is going to try to do tonight. Michael Strange is checking us out tonight. Corey DeGood Blair says that game was tough. Heard they had a lot of injuries on Langston Hughes' team. They should rebound. I agree with you about that. I want to tell you about, again, our sponsors, Baker Sports and Georgia Farm Bureau. Georgia Farm Bureau is members of your local community. Georgia Farm Bureau agents work to protect individuals and families throughout Georgia by providing you with all of your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, even renter's insurance is available. And with more than 158 offices around the state, you can bet there's a Georgia Farm Bureau agent near you. To find out where your nearest agent is, it's real easy. Go to their website, www.gfbinsurance.com. Also, I want to tell you about our friends at Baker Sports. Baker Sports has all your sporting good needs. Whether you're a player, coach, cheerleader, or fan, let Baker Sports outfit you with any and all of your sports equipment needs. Their number, 904-388-8126. That's 904-388-8126. You can also visit them at www.bakersport.com. These two teams have met twice. I mentioned last year's meeting, a game that Carver led at the half. That's right. Carver went into the locker room at halftime last year leading 16-15. Now Buford came out, scored 4 unanswered touchdowns to pull away and win it 44-16. I will say Carver has lost a lot from last year, including their all-everything quarterback, Bryce Bowens. Adam Shealy is the new guy. Now, he's going to probably be the primary quarterback, but you're also going to see junior Montavious Banks take a few snaps under center. Adam Shealy, though, the primary signal caller, 25 of 54 on the year. He's already thrown for 547 yards through just 3 games. 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. Again, that's the key number there, 0. Neither of these quarterbacks coming into this game have thrown a pick yet. Also, Adam Shealy, he likes to tuck it down and run it. 13 carries, 81 yards so far. Now, you're also going to hear us probably call Montavious Banks' name. He's a junior. He's taken several snaps for Coach Darren Miles' Panthers team so far this year. He's 10 of 16, 157 yards. He's thrown 2 touchdowns also. So of the 4 passing touchdowns, each quarterback for Carver has 2 of them. As I mentioned, for the Buford Wolves, Dylan Riola pretty much has been the guy, 40 of 67 for 464 yards. 6 touchdowns, also no interceptions. When they run the football and they run it a lot, Justin Baker, the junior, is going to be their go-to guy. 40 carries, 171 yards so far. Jordan Allen and K.J. Bolden going to be the main guys on the receiving end from Dylan Riola. K.J. Bolden, the leader in the category of receptions, 3 receiving touchdowns, 6 receptions for 132 yards for K.J. Bolden, who had the big announcement a couple of weeks ago announcing that he was heading to Florida State. Boy, how about that Knowles recruiting class? They are racking them up, ain't they? All right, we're getting the captain. By the way, it is great weather tonight here at Tom Ryden Stadium as the captains are out at the middle of the field for Buford. You've got number 1, speaking of K.J. Bolden, one of the captains. Number 11, Bryson Banks. We'll probably call his number a good bit tonight. Also out there for Buford, number 70. That's Dale Green, big offensive and defensive lineman. And also out there, number 99, Caleb Tetta for Carver, Atlanta. You got Marcus Young Jr., a linebacker. Also out there is Roderick Hunter, Jamontez Hines, and the other captain out there for Carver, Atlanta, Joshua Stone, all seniors. So we're going to see Carver, Atlanta go on offense tonight. Buford won the toss. They've deferred to the second half, so we're going to see the Carver Panthers get the football here first tonight. It's homecoming, by the way, here at Buford. Had all the festivities just as we were rolling into town earlier today. By the way, you want to hear about tonight's game and these Buford games all season long as the Buford Wolves making their way onto the field from the north end zone. And here come the Panthers simultaneously from the south end zone. I want to encourage you guys, you can listen to me and Bryant Appling, head coach of the Buford Wolves, every week at ITG Next, the Buford Coaches Show with myself and head coach Bryant Appling. That's every week. You can go to itgnext.com and go to the podcast. There you can listen to me and Coach Appling talk about tonight's game and every game all season long. That's the Buford Coaches Show with Wolves head coach Brian Appling and yours truly at ITG Next. In fact, guys, we've got you covered with about 13 coaches shows. Josh Niblett from Gainesville. We even go down and talk to Matt DeBuck, Cardinal Gibbons. Josh Niblett, I mentioned at Gainesville. We got Adam Carter. They got a big game tonight taking on East Coweta. That's where we were, by the way, a year ago tonight over in Sharpsburg. Lowndes trying to get a little payback for the loss at East Coweta last year. They are at Martin Stadium, the Concrete Palace, down in Valdosta, where we left about 10 a.m. earlier this morning. Sean Perry just shakes his head. And it's where we'll be getting back tonight, or I should say Saturday morning, about 3 a.m. Hey, it was Marietta last week. It's Buford tonight. We go all over the state of Georgia, guys, to bring you the best in GHSA high school football. Nobody does it like we do, and we're proud to do it. Going to be back up here in the area next week, bringing you Valdosta and McEachern. How about that? Again, guys, talk to me tonight. Let's talk. Let's have some conversation. Chat it up with me tonight as we get interactive with you throughout tonight's live stream between the Wolves and Carver, getting ready to kick it off. Are the Buford Wolves back deep? A couple of return men back there. Not going to have a chance, though, as this one's going to sail into and out of the end zone as big J.D. Gregory, the sophomore, got a foot into that one and put it through the end zone and made it unreturnable. So we're going to see the Carver offense go on the offense tonight first. They'll be going from left to right. Again, they come into tonight's game 1-2. They won their opener against LaGrange. Since then, they've dropped a couple to Calhoun and Stevenson. Now, both of those bigger schools, so playing another bigger school tonight in Buford. Okay, here we go. Ready to go. You got trip receivers out there in the slot. Handoff, left side, not much. May have got back to the line of scrimmage. Did Lateus Step. He's a sophomore. We're going to call his name a lot tonight. He's their leading rusher is Step. 27 carries, 282 yards coming into tonight's game. Going to lose about a yard on that play. 2nd and 11. Just underway. Carver with the ball. White tops. The maroon helmets in the bottoms. Had a fumble on that play as they were trying to run a jet sweep, and the snap actually hit the man coming from the far side. Carver lucky that that thing wasn't recovered by Buford. They were able to get back on it, but it's another loss of 5 yards. So right now, Carver in a situation they don't want to be in. 3rd and a mile. Got to get it to DeCula for the first. Going to do a safe play here on a draw. That step, getting it out, not a bad run, got it out close to a first down. Going to be about a yard short. How about that? Is Carver going to go for this? They're about a half yard short of the first down. They're not showing any signs of punting the football. Darren Miles says, let's line up and go for it. Now, I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe take a timeout here, though. Let's see. Play clock down to 14, 13. Let's see if they just try to draw Buford off sides. I doubt they're going to run a play here. Probably going to try to see if Buford will jump. No, they're going to snap it. How about that? Quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to get knocked down short. Didn't make it. Didn't make it. I was surprised that Carver snapped it. I was surprised at that. It looked like they were going to try to draw Buford off sides. As the play clock was winding down, they did a direct snap to step, and he didn't make it. And it's going to be a turnover on downs. They needed a half yard. Darren Miles rolling the dice, going for it, deep in his own territory. Hey, why not? I love the call. But unfortunately, it didn't work. All right, so here we go now. I'm going to see Buford and going to see get our first look at Dylan Riola. We've heard so much about him. Nation's #1 rated quarterback. But they're going to get a run play off the left side. Kobe Blackwell, the senior, takes it for a short gain, taking it to about the 27-yard line. We'll give him a couple. 2nd down, 8 needed for the first. Rayola has got a back off either hip. Now a man in motion going out to the side, and in the flats they'll throw it to him complete. Going to take it close to a first down, will Jordan Allen. Jim Blair checking out tonight's game. Says, Buc-ee's. Oh, yeah, Jim, we made that stop at Buc-ee's. You know that. Want to hear from you guys tonight as we go through tonight's game. Let me know where you're checking in from, and let's chat it up. Had a penalty on that play, by the way. That's going to negate the big gain. So we've got a motion call going against the Wolves. So that's going to be a big one, too. It's going to mark them back all the way to the Carver 38-yard line. Second and 19 now for Buford. So they were looking at being about a yard away from a first down. Now it's 2nd and long. Rayola in the gun. We may see him throw it for the first time tonight downfield. Play action. Rayola, look, throwing it long downfield. It's intercepted. Rayola's throwing his first interception of the year. Carver's going to pick it off. There's a penalty flag down. Now let's check what we've got. Carver has intercepted it, but watch the flag back there in the defensive backfield. Let's see what we got. They're talking it over right about the 20-yard line. Ball was poorly underthrown, or you can say it was overthrown, depending on which receiver he was going for. KJ Bolden thinks it's on them, and it is. It's a hold on Carver, and that may have led to the interception. So it's not an automatic first down. It's a holding call on the defense that will, of course, give it back to Buford. And they'll replay the down. It'll be second down. And it's a 10-yard penalty, so now I'll make it 2nd and 9, I believe. .8:36 to go in the opening quarter. No score. Buford with the ball at the Carver 28. We thought Riola just threw his first interception of the year, but not so quick. Riola wants to throw. Heavy rush. Riola in the grasp. He tries to get it away. He does. Oh, and he found the man wide open over here on the side. Unbelievable. We've got a man down. We've got a Buford Wolf down back at the 35. It's like a lineman is down. Let's check the number. That's number 55. Well, that's a big one, too. That's Pierce DeMarco. He's their leading tackler on defense. He's being helped off the field now. Looks like he's okay. Buford medical staff. But you just saw the greatness of Dylan Riola there, guys. One of the reasons that we wanted to bring you this game tonight, in addition to thinking it was a pretty good matchup, but I wanted to get our first look at Dylan Riola and what all the fuss is about. Number 1 rated quarterback in the United States, and you see right there what all the fuss is about. 1st and 10, and Carver's going to jump off sides on Riola's hard count. Unbelievable. Peter Starr checking in from St. Simon's. Thanks for broadcasting. Hey, thanks so much, Peter. Thanks so much for checking us out tonight here at ITG Next. Mario Coggins says, let's go Panthers. Let me hear from you, Carver and Buford alumni. Let me know where you're checking in from, just as Peter Starr did. Over at St. Simon's. Now that's really glory land. They get 1st and 5 now, just inside Carver's 10. Buford threatening to score first here tonight. Right up the middle goes Kobe Blackwell. Blackwell going to take it inside the 5. It'll be 2nd and goal to go for the Buford Wolves. Ball spotted just inside the 4. No score, but Buford is rolling in. Looks like they're trying to break it open here or break through for the first score, I should say, for the first score of the game. Play clock winding down, 15-14. Play clock, or the game clock, it's 7:15. In the first quarter, no score, but Buford threatening. Riola now going to go under center. Offset eye. Riola looks. Riola going to scramble out of there. And he'll put his head down. They're going to knock him down after about a yard gain. Riola's a big boy. He can run it. Vernon Moten is checking us out from Winston-Salem. Jim Blair says, I'm in Cool Springs, brother. Let me hear where you're watching tonight's game. We love to know where everybody is tonight watching our live stream of the Buford Wolves and Carver Atlanta ITG Next game of the week. 2nd down, goal to go. Handoff left side. No, sir. Maybe a yard gain, if that, for Blackwell. So here we go with a 3rd down and goal. Now, if you're Carver, you want to try to hold them here to a field goal. That would be a win for the Carver defense. But that's a big ask with so many weapons in green and gold. We're at Glory Land tonight. ITG Next game of the week. Buford and Carver. Riola going to go under center. Going to pitch it. Oh, it's fumbled. They fumbled it. It's a fumble, and Carver's going to pick it up. Carver is streaking. A man streaking down the side. Can anybody catch him? 40, 35, 30. He stops, and he'll be tackled at the 25. So Buford, with the first big mistake tonight, they just put it on the ground on a 3rd down and goal. Carver, I think that was Jamontez Hines, picked it up, senior defensive back. And, man, you thought he was going to take it all the way. Give Buford Whoever that was, credit for hawking him down back there. That could be the difference. But Carver with a huge break, a huge turnover. It was a toss to Blackwell. He put it on the ground. And just like that, here comes Carver now, trying to take advantage of the Buford turnover. And let's see what we got here. A timeout. 5:37 left to go. Let me know what you guys think about that turn of events. Just when it looked like Buford was about to punch it in and take the early lead, not so fast. Mario Coggins says, I'm the Carver alumni, class of 93, and I'm checking you out from the big ATL. Rolodex Williams says, how that big lineman ran him down. Coven Luke is checking us out from Adel, baby. I love it. Nuki, Atlanta, Georgia. My boys play for South Atlanta High School. I hear you. Main man Irv is checking us out from Fort Lauderdale. Go say hey to my buddy Matt DeBuck down there at Cardinal Gibbons. They won a big one last night over in Tampa. Cade Berry checking us out from Lee County. Southwest Yahunda Peterson, Colquitt County, checking us out tonight. Eddie Guess, also in Colquitt. Byron Elijah in Swainsboro. Stephanie Adams over in Lawrenceville. As we get ready to go now out of the timeout, Carver's got it at the Buford 25. Gonna throw it. Oh, and a man open, he couldn't hit him. We got a penalty flag. I think we're gonna get a hold or some kind of contact on Buford. That may have disrupted that enough. But, man, Carver just had a man streaking wide open. That was Taryn Kemp, the senior wide receiver. Oh, they're calling a hold on Carver. Wow. Okay, now he corrected himself. I was like, what? Hold goes on Buford. That's what I was thinking. Mr. Referee pointed the wrong way. So now you got it. Carver, now first down. That's a high snap over the quarterback's head. And he'll run back and get on it back at the 34-yard line. So both teams playing a little sloppy here already. Goodness gracious. Greg Leffert checking us out tonight. What's up, Greg? Gary Holt in Ella J, Georgia. Kevin Arline, East Lauren Falcons checking in. Thanks for sharing the game. Thank you, man, for checking us out. All right, here we go. Carver going to unleash it down the middle. Overshot everybody. Nobody had a chance. It was intended for number 4, Tarn Kemp. Now remember, Carver, their all-everything quarterback, Bryce Bowens, he graduated. In fact, they lost a lot from last year. So the new quarterback, Amari Russell, and Montavious Banks. I told you before the game that we would see both of them. So Banks in the game at quarterback, takes it, looks, going to hit a quarterback, or a draw rather, to the running back, taking it to the 30. And that's going to bring up 4th down. So Carver with an excellent chance. Again, just a lot of youth on this team. I was talking to Coach Darren Miles yesterday, and he was telling me, you know, Phil, we got a lot of young guys, a lot of inexperience. And you see a little bit of that early here, although they're hanging around. I think it's actually 3rd down. The yard marker says 4th. Scoreboard says 3rd. I thought it was 3rd down, but we'll see here in a minute. Montavious Banks, the junior. Now, I think we're going to have stoppage in play. We do have a timeout called by Carver. So the yard mark on the far side says 4th down. Now they'll change it on the scoreboard. So it is 4th down, 4th and a mile. 4th and 27. They've got to get it all the way to the Buford 5 if they're to get a first down. Now, what do you do if you're Carver here? Do you try to keep it safe, maybe try something short just to get it in field goal range? Or do you try to go for the first down and maybe try to use it like a punt? We're about to find out coming out of the timeout. With the timeout, that gives us a chance to tell you about our friends at Baker Sports. It's Friday Night Lights, and Baker Sports is proud to partner with ITG Next to bring you tonight's game between Buford and Carver, Atlanta. In fact, Baker Sports will be sponsoring the game of the week all season long in 2023. Let Baker Sports be your go-to stop for all your sporting good needs. You can give them a call at 904-388-8126. That's 904-388-8126. I'm Phil Jones on the play-by-play tonight, ITG Next Game of the Week. Thanks so much for being with us. 0-0, your score. Buford looked like they were going to punch it in from a couple of yards out, but a fumble by Kobe Blackwell. Carver picked it up. Had a man streaking down the field. He got tackled at around the 25-yard line. Then a holding call on Buford. Pushed it down to the 15, but then a snap over Montavious Banks, the Carver quarterback's head. And so you've kind of had Carver going back and forth here. Now they've got it 4th and 27. And the ball spotted at the Buford 31. So let's see what they decide to do here. They're going to line up trip receivers to the far side, one here to the near side. They got one back. That's Latea Stepp Jr. And let's see what they decide to do here. 4th and a mile for Carver. No score. 4:08 left to go in the opening quarter. And here we go. Banks, the quarterback, takes the snap. Looks. Going to step up and try to run it. Going to take it to the 20. Look out. 15, 10, inside the 10. Boy, he made a great run at it. And he got it close. And I got to be honest with you, he's going to come up short of the first down. But if you're a Carver fan, that's about, if he couldn't get the first down, that's the next best thing you could have hoped for. No interception. Don't give it to Buford back around the 30. That's a great play by the young quarterback. Now, Buford will take over. It is a turnover on downs. But here's Buford now taking over. 1st and 10 back at their own 11-yard line. 3:57 to go, no score. So Carver not able to take advantage of the turnover and the long return. So we're going to see Dylan Riola, second offensive possession for the Wolves tonight. Standing around his own 5-yard line. He'll take it, hand off. Right side, not much. In fact, going to lose a yard. Jaden Davis on the rush. Got a lot of Packer fans from Colquitt County watching us tonight. What's up, guys? Ricky Barwick checking us out. Lee County. Lake Gibson, 7-7 in the first. Billy Watson. What's up, Billy? Billy checking us out tonight. Main man Irv says this is a crazy start to a game. Indeed it is. So they mark him back at the line of scrimmage, no gain. Riola, empty backfield, looks, throws it. Wow, what a catch. Unbelievable, folks. Riola overthrew it, but Devin Williams, the junior wideout, reached out and made quite a catch. Wow. That's a gain of 30 yards. They go from the 11 to 40 to the 41 on the 30-yard gain. But give number 21, Devin Williams, credit. He reached out for that one, and he hauled in what looked like it was going to be an overthrow by Dylan Riola, the nation's number 1 rated quarterback. Transferred to Buford just for the start of the season. He's going to take little pitch. Got some running room here near side, but give Carver credit. They come up and close that out in a hurry. Leading the tackle over there for Carver was Jaden Dowdle. Also in there was Joshua Stone. Second down, give him 3 yards. Boy, it looked like that thing was going to open up for more than it was. But Carver's got some speed on defense, and they showed it there. 2nd and 7, ball at their own 44. Buford, no score. We're right at 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. ITG Next Game of the Week brought to you by Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance and Baker Sports. Snap to Riola, play action, looks, chased out of the pocket. Riola going to avoid the sack, and he'll put his head down and take it up to the 44. That's going to bring up 3rd down now. .130 to go in the first quarter. So 3rd down. Again, Carver just trying to hang around. Remember, Carver led this thing last year at halftime by a point. A game that Buford would go on to win, but never know what you're going to get between these two teams. 3rd and 7, so no gain on that last play. Riola able to get it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Riola, empty backfield, looks, plenty of protection, throws, far side, got a man wide open, and he caught him running wide open out there on the visitor side, and he hit him with a strike. Boy, don't you see the smoothness there of Dylan Riola? He just made it look easy. He just whipped that ball out. Of course, he had a man wide open over there on that far side, complete to Jordan Allen. So on 3rd and 7, Carver not able to hold. Buford's going to pick up the 1st down. $19-yard gain on that pass play. Has got Buford now at the Carver 37 with a new set of downs. One receiver up here to the near side. Little end around reverse here to KJ Bolden. Look out. Can he stay in bounds? No, he stepped out. KJ Bolden, they gave it to him on a little end around. Just a little end around pitch. And that's when you just let the unbelievable athleticism of KJ Bolden just take over, and that's exactly what happened. They'll mark him out of bounds at about the 19-yard line. Still another 1st down for Buford. Under 30 seconds to go in the opening quarter. No score, but here comes Buford. Remember, this started way back at their own 11. Riola takes, play action, looks, throws, complete. And boy, look out. Jordan Allen took a huge hit. His helmet went flying off, and he's still down. Let's hope that young man's okay. He took quite a tackle, and he's still down on the field. Helmet went flying off. Training staff running out there to check on Jordan Allen, who just took a huge hit. Guys, I want to remind you about our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau. As members of your local community, Georgia Farm Bureau agents work to protect individuals and families throughout the state of Georgia by providing you with all of your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, and guys, they even offer renter's insurance. With more than 158 offices around the state of Georgia, you can bet there's a Georgia Farm Bureau agent near you. It's easy to find out. Go to their website, gfbinsurance.com. That's www.gfbinsurance.com. Also, big thanks to our friends at Baker Sports sponsoring tonight's game. You can call Baker Sports all your sporting good needs. 904-388-8126. Big thanks to Baker Sports and our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau. All right, so Jordan Allen being helped off the field. They'll probably put him into concussion protocol as they take him down and over to the medical tent located down here below us behind the Buford bench. 2nd down. Riola going to hand it on an end around. On the run that time, number 22, Ethan Irvin. As the quarter will come to an end with that play. And when we return, and begin the second quarter of play. It's going to be 3rd down and about a yard needed for the Wolves, but no score here at the end of one quarter. What do you guys think about this? Cade Berry says that was an awesome catch and throw. Man, we've seen already a couple of awesome plays by this Buford team. Nuki says KJ reminds me of a smaller Travis Hunter. He can play both sides of the ball very good. That's a great observation. Jamie Robinson checking us out tonight. Kevin Arline says, I can't believe they got my last name right. Kevin, I just took a guess, man. Don't forget, next week we're going to be, as Mr. Producer called it, our trifecta Atlanta trip. Marietta last week, Buford tonight, and next week we come back up to the area at McEachern. The Valdosta Wildcats and the McEachern Indians, ITG next game of the week next week. So be sure to, if you aren't out rooting on your favorite team, be sure to check us out next week. All part of our 2023 ITG Next Game of the Week package, trying to bring you the best in high school football, different teams, different student athletes, the best student athletes that take the field, all right here as part of our ITG Next Game of the Week, brought to you by Baker Sports and Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. Alexander Smith Jr. checking us out from Statesboro. Hakeem Todd just checked in and said, what I missed? Buford hadn't scored? No score as we get ready to go through the second quarter. Carver, Atlanta coming into this game 1-2, but don't let that fool you. Again, 2 years removed from battling Cedar Grove for the state title. Last year, they made it all the way to the semifinals, one game away from returning to the AAA state finals, only to get beat by eventual state champion Sandy Creek last year. So until they get into region play, and that really, goes for anybody. The records really don't mean much. These non-region games, they're kind of getting you ready, but it's the region games that really matter. So that's what you focus on. Okay, guys, here we go as we get ready to start the second quarter. Buford is looking at 3rd down and 1 at the Carver 10-yard line. Dylan Riola, the nation's #1 quarterback, takes play action, looks, throws on a crossing route, complete touchdown. Made it look easy, didn't he? K.J. Bolden. As the Tom Ryden Stadium light effects get underway here with the first touchdown of the night. It comes on the first play of the second quarter, and it comes on a 10-yard touchdown pass. Now here comes Buford to try the point after attempt. We're going to see Mario Ventura, the senior, try to poke it through. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick is up, and the kick is good. So it took him a quarter, took him threatening a couple of times, but Buford strikes first. 10-yard touchdown pass to K.J. Bolden from Dylan Riola. Again, first play of the second quarter. And Buford finds themselves up 7-0. Guys, want to remind you about our friends at Baker Sports. It's Friday Night Lights in Baker Sports. Proud to partner with your friends here at ITG Next to bring you tonight's game between Buford and Carver, Atlanta, as well as our games all season long. Let Baker Sports be your go-to stop for all your sporting good needs. Give them a call at 904-388-8126. Also, big thanks go out to our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. You can find an agent near you. There's 158 offices throughout the state. I think that's about one for every county. Go to their website, gfbinsurance.com. Type in your name or your town, your zip code, and you'll be able to find an agent near you. Kickoff return here by Carver Atlanta's Tarin Kemp. And it's a nice return. Going to take it all the way out to the 30-yard line, and that's where we're going to see Carver Atlanta take possession for their first offensive possession of the second quarter. So Buford, after a scoreless first quarter, Buford strikes on a 10-yard touchdown pass, first play of the second quarter, and the extra point is good, and that's where we stand at 7-0. Buford leading it. Remember, Buford looked like they were going to roll to the, we got a penalty here. Going to go against Carver. So it'll be first down, probably be 1st and 20. You know, when you're coming into Tom Ryden Stadium, by the way, Carver has brought a great crowd. That's a nice crowd across the way. Buford's home side is full. But when you're coming in here to Tom Ryden Stadium, you're trying to pull the upset. You can't make critical mistakes. We've already seen Carver make a number of them. Now, we saw Buford make a big one. It almost cost them a touchdown, but good teams able to respond quicker. Carver has not been able to break through yet here tonight. Quick toss across the middle. It's complete to the 20. Tarin Kemp, the receiver, making the catch. Brad Ruiz says Buford looks beatable so far. Maybe. Quarterback keeper all the way. Not much. Going to run him out of bounds. That Sheely back in there now at quarterback. I told you before the game in our pregame that we would probably see Carver and Coach Darren Miles going to a two-quarterback system, and that's exactly what we've had tonight with Montavious Banks, the junior, and the senior Adam Sheely also taking snaps, and we just saw Sheely that time. Third down and 6 from their own 18. Now this is makeable. Let's see what Sheely can do here. Play clock's running down, though. They may run out of time if they don't take a timeout. Play clock has run out, and Coach Miles saw that, and Carver Atlanta is going to have to take a timeout. I was looking at the play clock, thinking that they may not be able to get the play off. Fortunately for Carver Atlanta fans, Coach Miles also looking up and saw that and is able to call the timeout. 11:09 left to go in the first half. Carver trails Buford 7-0. ITG next game of the week. Jason Boyd is checking us out tonight from Old Town, Florida. He's on vacation. Says, go Pack. Frazel Crump checking us out tonight. Again, good crowd across the way from Carver tonight. At one of the beautiful stadiums in the state, Tom Ryden Stadium. By the way, they're building a brand new multi-million-dollar stadium. They're building it right across from Buford High School. And it is going to be the new home of the Wolves. Not exactly sure when they are set to start playing in that new stadium. They just broke ground not long ago. I don't think it would be ready by next fall, probably 2 years away. As we look, we're here high atop the home press box. Right across the road is the Buford Arena, one of the many great facilities as part of the Buford athletic facilities here on and around the Buford campus. Just a beautiful place, folks. They planned for this years ago. If you ever want to know kind of how this all came about, go to ITG Next and check out our Buford documentary from a couple of years ago. Athletic Director Tony Wolf, Assistant AD and longtime coach Dexter Wood kind of give you the narration of how this all came together. Third down. Long throw. It was underthrown. Roderick Hunter, the receiver, wanted a flag, not going to get it, as Sheely's pass was simply underthrown that time. So that's going to bring up a fourth down, 4th and 6, and it's going to be a punting situation for Carver, Atlanta. So Carver trying to hang around here. But it's going to be 4th down. And you got to start picking up some first downs if you want to stay in this thing. Here's the snap, the punt. Low line drive kick. And Carver is going to go down there and down it. The return man, Tyshawn White, just steps away from it wisely because Buford on the short punt is going to take over on the Carver side of the 50 in good field position, taking over at the at the Panthers 45-yard line. So here comes Buford. They've already got the lead 7-0. And now they'll spot it back at the 48-yard line. Still on Carver's side of the 50 is Buford. They lead at 7-0 to the Wolves. 10:54 to go in the first half. Dylan Riola looks, short drop, steps up in the pocket, throws across the middle. Diving attempt for it, incomplete. Bring up 2nd down. Dylan Riola, he started on the Chandler Wolves roster. And family decided they wanted to be closer to Riola's future college home at the University of Georgia, so they moved here, enrolled the young man here at Buford High School, and he becomes the starter. Kind of hard not to make the number 1 rated quarterback in the country. Kind of hard not to make him your starter. That's exactly what Bryant Appling was faced with, and not a very tough decision, though. Handoff left side. Nice pursuit by the Carver defense. We've seen them make a couple of good plays. That time they were able to stop Dylan McCoy, the sophomore running back. Cody Taylor says, why did ITG Next go to the same game as GPB? Cody, we had this game scheduled for since the beginning of the year, brother. GPB only recently added this game to their schedule. Third down. Riola, empty backfield, looks. Being chased, under pressure, throws, and it's incomplete. Are we going to get a penalty flag? There was a lot of contact there. Don't see a flag, though. Brazil Crump. I'm watching from Houston, Texas, but I'm from Bainbridge. How about that? So joining the Broadnax family and the Bainbridge Bearcats family. So give Carver Atlanta credit now. They're able to stop Buford. 3 and out on that one. And here's Buford now going to punt it away. High punt. Carver fumbled it. It bounced off the return man. It's still in bounds, and I think Buford's going to recover. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Bryant Appling is right down there in front of the Buford bench. I thought it had gone out of bounds and rolled back in bounds. Let's see. Bryant Appling is certainly arguing his case. Still haven't heard or seen an official mark here from the White Hat. They're still talking about it. Like we've got an illegal touch on the play, and that's probably from the ball going out of bounds and coming back inbounds, I would think. Now, the important thing is Carver is going to retain possession. That was near disaster. You had a Carver return man came up, tried to make a diving catch on the punt, which is never a good thing. And Carver, yeah, I got to be honest with you. I think the white hat, let's see what he got here. I have no idea what he's saying. But it's a penalty on Buford, obviously, because it moves the ball up. I think the white hat is called the wrong side. I think he's given it the wrong indication a couple of different times tonight. Again, the important thing is Carver retains possession. They've got it 1st and 10 at their own 25. Near disaster, though, after they almost fumbled the punt. Throw incomplete. Pass intended that time for number 15, Jaden Baker. So we had somebody just ask, it was a Cody Taylor said, why did ITG next go to the same game as GPB? So we've had this game scheduled since the beginning of the year. Okay, GPB, I believe, just recently added this game, picked it up recently, according to Tony Wolf, the Buford AD. So just want to clarify, someone had made a comment about that, just wanted to clarify, we schedule our games well in advance. Love the interaction tonight, guys. Want to hear where you're checking out the game from. Let me hear from you. Wherever you are, we thank you for checking out tonight's ITG Next Game of the Week. Brought to you by Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance and Baker Sports. All right, 3rd down. Sack. Never had a chance on that one. And unbelievably, first time we've called Edric Houston's name tonight. He's number 0. But let me tell you, that is a heck of a football player, the senior. Mark Cruikshank, checking us out from Northern Kentucky, and I hope I got that last name right. Punting situation, 4th and forever. So Carver, Atlanta, not able to do anything offensively. Low punt, just over the linemen's heads. And again, Carver going to get on there and down it. And Buford is yet again going to have great field position on the Carver side of the 50. 8:07 left to go in the first half. Buford leads at 7-0. We're watching the nation's #1 quarterback in Dylan Riola. I was mentioning earlier he transferred from Chandler, Arizona. They're also the Wolves. And transferred this offseason, arrived at Buford. Wanted to be closer to Athens, where he'll be attending school next year, and named the starting quarterback. Kind of hard not to name the nation's #1 quarterback as not your starter. So here he is leading the Wolves in this one. Going to hand it right at the middle. Goes Dylan McCoy. Boy, he's been getting a lot of action tonight so far. Gain of about 3 yards on the play. Taking it to the 35-yard line. It's going to be 2nd down and 7. Buford, they lead at 7-0. 7:40 to go in the first half. Thanks so much for being with us tonight, guys. Boy, check out Jeff Durham. He's in North Georgia at work getting paid to watch. What a job. Got a timeout. Buford going to take a timeout. So that'll give us a chance to tell you about our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. As members of your local community, Georgia Farm Bureau agents work to protect individuals and families throughout the state by providing you with all of your insurance needs, whether it's auto, home, life, or even renter's insurance. With more than 158 offices around the state, you can bet there's a Georgia Farm Bureau agent near you. Why don't you find out? If you're interested in getting a quote, go to their website, gfbinsurance.com. That's www.gfbinsurance.com, and find an agent near you. All right, coming out of the timeout now, Buford has it. 2nd down and 7. Let's see if they decide to uncork one here. Let's see. Raiola, nope, short throw. Wide open out there in the flats. Receivers got it, and he stiff arms the defensive back. Pass was complete that time to Sam Hartness. Daniel Bingham is watching from my old stomping grounds in Forsyth County. Drez, watching it from FSU. We have names anonymous tonight, I can tell you that. Great names. Give Buford a new set of downs. 1st and 10 at the Carver 30. They lead at 7-0. Look out. Big run here right side. I believe that was number 20. Oh, number 22, Ethan Irvin on the carry. And that's going to give Buford another set of downs. 1st and 10. Buford looks like they're trying to get on track. Play action. Raiola throws. Oh, he had a man open. He underthrew it. Raiola had K.J. Bolden open right at the goal line, and he missed it. Frazel Crump says, who does Buford have next? They'll host Marietta here next week. Running back for Buford started up the middle, then reversed his field, came back this way, did Dylan McCoy. Daniel Bingham says, it's great up here, great broadcast. Go Raiders. Daniel, thanks so much for that, buddy. Third down. Let's see if Carver can come up with a stop here. 3rd and 8. Raiola. There's a flag down. Raiola throws it corner of the end zone. He had a man open. He dropped it. Watch the flag back there. Might be a hold. Let's see. Let's see what we got. The white hat was talking to Bryant Appling, signaling to him maybe what the penalty was, but let's see what we get here. Usually that is a hold, but I don't know. Third down and 8 was the play from the 17, 5:53. The white hat It's going to be an illegal shift on Buford. Now, if you're Carver, do you decline this or can you decline it? So they'll replay the down. Third down, move them back. Third down and 13 now. 5:53 to go in the first half. Buford clinging to a touchdown lead. Dylan Riola takes the snap. Going to hand it off. Running back trying to stretch it out. Look out. Going to be finally tackled right about the first down marker. Check the spot. I think he's going to be a little bit short. Will be Dylan McCoy. Jim Blair says greater than GPB. Thanks for that, Jim. Appreciate that, buddy. All right, they did bring him down a yard short of the first down, but Buford's going to go for it. 4th and 1. Probably see Riola on a sneak, and we will. I don't know. Got to sort this one out. Carver thinks they've held. Buford thinks they've got it. They didn't get much of a push, I can tell you that. But again, it's just a big scrum down there. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he's short. Probably going to have to bring out the chains on this one. It's right at it. Buford got no push on that play. Buford got no push on that 4th and 1. You kind of figured they were going to do a quarterback sneak. You probably figured they were going to keep it. Let Riola, he was up under center. Usually anytime you see Riola under center, they're going to run it. And you figure on 4th and 1, they're going to sneak in. They just didn't get any push there from the line. And they're going to bring it out, and they're going to measure here, and we'll all find out together here if he made it or not. Buford seems to think he got it. No, Carver has held. I didn't think he got it. And I mean, it is by an inch that he didn't make it. I didn't think he got it. And, of course, I'm a long way from where the ball is. And, I mean, they had to stretch out and use every link of the chain. But referee says it's a turnover on downs. That is a huge stop for the Carver defense. Now, the question is, can they take advantage of this? Wow, are you kidding me? Mike Sorensen is watching it from Tampa Bay. What's up, brother? Thanks so much for your comments tonight, guys. Good friends. A lot of new friends watching the game. Jamie White says Omar's dad is in the house. Good game. Let's go, KJ. I hear you. He's done his part, I can tell you that. But goodness gracious, Buford got no push on that play. 3-yard gain here. Going to bring up 2nd down and 7. Snap. Quick toss. Complete. Short gain to number 28, Terrius Favors. Mario Coggins says, great defense, Carver. Man, indeed that was. I got to tell you, that's what's keeping him in this game right now. A huge defensive stand, but Carver with no offense. Got to find something. Got a lot of ask here on 3rd and long. They're going to run it right side. And they may get it. They may have got it. Check the spot. That's a 1st down. How about that? What a call. You thought they were going to pass it. They run it on 3rd and long, and they make it. So here we go now. Carver look, if you're Carver, keep running the football. If nothing else, keep the Buford offense off the field. Give yourself a chance. High snap. Quarterback going to keep it. Right side, going to run him out of bounds. Carver, bench, look out. Let's make sure we get everybody cleared from over there. That's usually how things happen. Now, if you're Carver, you don't want to run out of bounds. You want to keep the clock going. Again, that's a young quarterback. Going to stop the clock there. No gain, so you don't really get much of anything. You don't get any benefit there. That's actually Adam Sheely. He's a senior. He's the senior signal caller. Again, we get two of these guys that split time. Now it looks like Carver is going to take another timeout. That's going to give us a chance to tell you about our friends at Baker Sports. Baker Sports has all your sporting good needs. Whether you have a player in the game, whether you're a coach, you have a cheerleader, or you're just a fan, let Baker Sports outfit you with any and all of your sports equipment needs. That's Baker Sports. You can give them a call. Pick up the phone, 904-388-8126, and give them a call and let them outfit you and your team. Also, big thanks to our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, with more than 158 offices around the state. There's a Georgia Farm Bureau agent near you. To find an agent, go to gfbinsurance.com. That's www.gfbinsurance.com. Again, big thanks to sponsors of tonight's game and our ITG Next Game of the Week all season long here in 2023. Baker Sports and Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. I'm Phil Jones, your play-by-play man for the night. Kenneth Hurst, 37-0, Thomas County Central. Brandon Jacobs says this is so hard to watch. Well, I guess if you're a Buford fan, right? Jamie White says, hey, Phil, do you think this is one of those upsets that you've been talking about? You know, Jamie, the thing about it, I don't, because I don't think, Carver's playing well. I just don't think, though, they've got enough offense. I think if we saw a little more offense, then maybe. Nuki says, I'm with Carver, but Buford should win. Casey Melton says, Buford offense is not impressive thus far. Again, guys, thanks so much for all the comments. Really appreciate the interaction tonight here on ITG Next Game of the Week. High snap. Play is being blown dead. See what we got. Penalty are going to be on Carver, I believe. 3:24. Now, again, look, who am I to question anybody? But if I'm Coach Miles, I run the football. I know you got to get down the field and try to, get some yardage here, but run that offense, run that clock. It's been frozen at 3:24 forever. Second down. One back. High snap. Looks. Nobody's open. Going to throw it. It's batted down, incomplete. And again, that's just going to stop the clock. Adam Sheely's pass batted down, incomplete. Casey Milton says there's some Georgia 7A schools that are going to give Buford all they want in the playoffs. Colquitt County is one of them. So again, Carver, unless they're able to get a first down, they're going to have to give it back to Buford. Again, no clock, no time running off the clock here. 3rd and 10 from their own 20. 2 receivers. Now 3 receivers out here to the near side. There's one on the far side. A little dump off again, incomplete, and that is going to be 3 plays in less than 10 seconds, guys. And now you've got 4th down, and now you're going to have to give it back to Buford, and you're going to give their offense plenty of time. And again, when you've got a game where you're just struggling on offense, you know, sometimes your best offense is a good defense. And that has been the key for Carver tonight. But you can't keep asking your defense over and over to stay out there and try to win this for you. Here's the snap, punt. It's fumbled. You got a couple of Carver men run into each other. There's a penalty flag back there. Let's see what that is. Almost surely going to be on Carver. A lot of penalties, a lot of mistakes. Sloppy play has kind of been the name of the game so far. And you can bet Brian Appling is not happy. One thing's for sure, you can find out straight from the Buford coach himself. Every Tuesday evening, you can hear my conversation with the Buford head coach as ITG Next hosts the Buford Coaches Show. I talk with Coach Appling every Tuesday. It's going to go on Buford. The penalty is. I'm not sure what that was, guys. I got to be honest with you. Anyway, you can hear all about what Brian Appling thinks about his team's performance tonight. You can hear it every Tuesday evening. Now, you can tune in anytime you want. It's recorded, but we post it, and it's available Tuesday nights, itgnext.com, the Coaches Podcast with myself and Coach Brian Appling of the Buford Wolves. That's the Buford Coaches Show with yours truly and Brian Appling. Available for your listening enjoyment every Tuesday. Big run here, right side. Running the football that time, number 6, Kobe Blackwell. We've called his name and number a lot tonight. Number 11, that's Bryson Banks. Someone asking who was number 11. Second down, big run that time for 8 yards. Going to be second down and 2. Clock running, 2:38, 2:37. Wouldn't be surprised to see Buford take a shot at some point here. Try to get Riola to sling it downfield. Riola takes, play action, looks, throws across the middle. Complete. Good coverage. Pass was complete to number 21, Devin Williams. Great coverage by number 28, Terrius Favors. But it's going to be a first down for Buford. Clock runs 2:15, 2:14, 2:13, 2:12, 2:11, 1st and 10. Buford at the Carver 44. Here come the Wolves now. Riola going to step up to the line. They're in no hurry here. Play clock, plenty of time. Still 10 seconds on the play clock. Under 2 minutes to go in the first half. Buford leads it 7-0. Play clock now down to 4, 3. Play action. Throws, far side, complete, short gain. Maybe a yard. Complete to Tyshawn White. $120, $119. Buford doesn't appear to be in much of a hurry. They're kind of content with where this thing is. And, you know, here's the thing. Kind of like Carver. You don't want to give Carver's offense the ball. That's what I was saying about Carver earlier. Yeah, Buford seems to be pretty content on just running clock and keeping their offense out there. They don't want Carver to have another shot at it. Now Buford is going to take a timeout as we're under a minute to go in the opening half with Buford leading it 7-0. Guys, if you love high school football, I want to encourage you guys to check out yours truly, my show every Monday. It's 5 o'clock. It's live. It's right here where you're watching this game. It's Extra Point with Phil Jones. I talk about high school football, and kind of like tonight's live stream, we get interactive with you guys. Let you guys kind of talk it up with me. Again, that is live, and we talk about all the action from the weekend. So all the games going on tonight, this weekend. We'll talk about them on Monday. We do it every Monday. It's Extra Point with yours truly, Phil Jones, right here at ITG Next Georgia's Facebook page. That's Monday, 5 o'clock. We go to about 6:30. Alexander Smith gives us Dutchtown 20-7 over Warner Robins. Savannah Christian 20-0 over Savannah Country Day. Thanks for those scores, Alexander. Monquez King Grissom. Buford offense been struggling all year. Okay, here we go. Coming out of the timeout now. 58 seconds left to go. I still think Riola will air one out here at some point. It might be here. Let's see. Riola takes play action. Riola drops, looks, and there he goes. Long downfield. Incomplete. We're going to get pass interference on Carver. Carver, defensive back, never turned around. He pretty much face guarded the Buford receiver. You can't do that. You got to turn around and at least make a play on the ball. So that's a pass interference on Carver. Now remember, in high school, it's not at the spot of the foul. But it is going to give Buford a 1st and 10. And going to put them closer to the goal line. 50 seconds to go in the first half. Buford leads at 7-0. That's going to put them on the 25-yard line. Cole Moore, what you got? Lowndes 17-14. Is that Lowndes leading it or East Coweta? My buddy Cole Moore, always keeping me up to speed on what's happening with the scores. Any scores you guys get, let me get them from you. Would love to update some stuff here at halftime coming up in 50 seconds. Can Buford put it in the end zone another time before they go into the half? Let's see. They only lead at 7-0. Riola looks. Screen. Complete. They'll bring him down at the 19, gain of about 6. Screen pass to Kobe Blackwell. Clock continues to run. 35, 34, 33, 32. I don't think Buford, I have to look and see if they got any timeouts. Buford, 2 receivers, far side. Riola, again in the gun, takes it, looks, plenty of protection. Now he's being chased out of the pocket. Now Riola wants to run it. He flips it out to the man about the 12. They'll take it to the 10. He just flipped it there to number 18. What a play. Now we're under 10 seconds to go, though. And a timeout. What a play. So Riola, like he was going to run it, and he just pitched it underhand. You can do that if you're past the line of scrimmage. You can't throw it overhand, but you can flip it underhand. That's exactly what he did. What a play. So 7-0 is the score. But Buford is trying to punch it in. Now, here's the deal. You got first down. There's 9 seconds left. The ball is at the 10-yard line, I think. So if you're Buford, I guess what? You take a shot. Incomplete pass, stops the clock, or either you score a touchdown. You got to figure this is going to go to the end zone. So this is a big play at this point of the game. Carver, Atlanta, if you can take this thing into the locker room 7-0, it's anybody's game. 14-0 with Carver, Atlanta's offense struggling is going to be a struggle for them in the second half. So that makes this a huge play right here. Ball at the 10-yard line with 9 seconds to go. 9 seconds. Riola One back off his right hip. That's Blackwell. Raiola looks. Heavy rush. Raiola throws to the end zone. Incomplete. They're going to call it incomplete. Out of the end zone. Incomplete. Out of the end zone. 2 seconds left. Now, are we going to have an illegal touching here? A referee's hat has been thrown. That usually indicates, man, it's gone out of bounds and come back in. See what we got here. Here comes the white hat to tell us. That is the play. That is the call. Illegal touching. So now if you're Buford, do you reach for a long field goal here, or do you try a Hail Mary? And from where they're going to, well, let's see. They'll snap it from, what, the 15? Yeah, they're going to try the field goal. They're going to reach for a long field goal. Sam Harkness will hold. Mario Ventura is going to try a 32-yard field goal. The hold will come at the 22. Here's the snap, the hold. The kick is up, and the kick is good. He would have made it from 42. So as the first half comes to an end, kind of bittersweet if you are a Buford fan, and I guess maybe if you're a Carver fan, what do you think? You're in this thing. I think you got to be happy somewhat, right? That you're only down 10-0, but that's where we are. Your score, as we have both teams going into the locker room at the half. Your score, Buford 10, Carver Atlanta nothing. Buford with a 32-yard field goal as time expired from Mario Ventura, the senior field goal kicker, and that's where we are, 10-0 at halftime. Guys, want to remind you, by the way, as we get ready for our Baker Sports halftime recap, want to remind you, in the fourth quarter, I'm going to ask you guys to help me out and choose a player of the game. Brought to you by our friends at Baker Sports. Now, we'll have a player of the game from both teams chosen, and each player is going to receive a brand new set of shoulder pads from our friends at Baker Sports. And again, that'll be coming up. Starting to make that decision around the end of the third, early in the fourth quarter. And again, I'll ask you guys to help me out on who that is, player of the game is from either team, from both teams. We'll have a player of the game from both Carver and Buford. We're going to turn our attention to the field here at the half, let you enjoy the Buford band and give yours truly a chance to rest the old vocal cords. Before we do, halftime recap brought to you by Baker Sports. Buford scored on the first play of the second quarter, a 10-yard touchdown pass from Dylan Raiola to K.J. Bolden. The extra point was good, and right out of the gate in the second quarter, after a scoring first quarter, Buford takes a 7-0 lead. It would stay that way from the first play of the second quarter to the last play of the second quarter, as Buford connects on a 32-yard field goal from Mario Ventura as time expires at the end of the half. And they'll go into the locker room with a 10-0 lead. Again, your first half recap brought to you by Baker Sports. ITG next game of the week. We'll let you enjoy the halftime entertainment now, guys, and we'll come back here in just a few minutes with the start of the second half. Is anybody's ball game with Carver Atlanta trailing the Buford Wolves 10-0. All right, welcome back, guys. ITG next game of the week. We are here in Buford, 10-0. Buford scored on the first play of the second quarter and the last play of the second quarter, and that's where we stand, 10-0. Look out. Big return here. Is anybody going to catch him? One man to beat. No, sir. And no penalty flags down. So an electrifying play to start the second half. Jeremiah Colbert. And that's going to increase the lead to 16-0 now for Buford with the point after attempt. That is not at all what Carver needed. You're 10-0. You're in the game. Now that's going to make it even tougher. 16-0 with the point after attempt now coming up from Buford's Mario Ventura. Hold, kick, up, kick is good. So just like that, didn't take long. And the opening kick return from Jeremiah Colbert has given Buford a 17-0 lead. Wow. Not at all what Carver needed, again, to start the second half. Guys, in case you were not with us in the first half, I want to try to make this as interactive as possible and want to encourage you guys to talk to us, check in with us, let us hear your comments tonight for the game. Don't forget, next week we'll be back up in this area. We'll be over at McEachern, Valdosta, taking on McEachern. So be sure to check us out for next week's ITG Next Game of the Week. All right, here we go now. Buford certainly much more comfortable lead, 17-0. And here's the kick. Going to sail into the end zone and out of the end zone for a touchback. So we're going to see Carver now take over on offense for the first time tonight. So Carver still looking for some semblance of offense. They weren't able to find really much of anything in the first half. It was their defense, though, that was keeping them around. Remember, Carver had that huge fumble return back in the first quarter. They were not able to capitalize. If that could have turned into something, who knows where we would be. But if and buts were candy and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Hand off. Left side, and there's nothing there. Again, we talked about it. We've talked about it a couple of different times. You know, you lose Bryce Bowers, the quarterback for this Carver team last couple of years. You lose a lot of weapons, to be honest with you. Pashawn Pride checking us out tonight. Gets us East Coweta up on Lowndes 28-24. Ironically, that's the game we did a year ago tonight. By the way, speaking of East Coweta, we're going to be over there for East Coweta and Carrollton. That'll be in a few weeks. So we've got some big games coming up. 3rd down and 6 now. Carver, if they're going to stay around in this game, they've got to make these first downs. Quarterback being chased out of the pocket now. They're going to throw it long. Overshot his receiver. Incomplete. Adam Sheely, the quarterback. 6'3", 190 pounds. He's a good-looking kid, but just has not really been able to get anything going. Really, him or Montavious Banks. They've split time at the quarterback position tonight, but really have not been able to get anything going offensively for this Carver team. And now they'll go 3 and out. Again, not what Carver needed. and they'll be forced to punt it away. Number 25, Ackleen Davis, a sophomore, gets it off. And Carver going to go down there, and they'll down it at the 36-yard line. And that's where we're going to see Buford go or put it in play for the first time, at least offensively. Offense didn't even have to come out on the field as the opening kickoff taken back 80 yards for the touchdown by number 14, Jeremiah Colbert, to start the second half. That stretched the Buford halftime lead, which was 10-0, to where we stand now, which is 17-0. So here's Dylan Riola coming back out now to run the Buford offense. Riola, the nation's number 1 rated quarterback. And I got to be honest with you, even though Buford has kind of sputtered a little bit tonight, you can still see the flashes that make him the number 1 rated quarterback in the country. Handoff. Fighting for yardage that time is Dylan McCoy. And he just worked his way out across the 40 to about the 43. Gain of 7 yards on the play. Second down and 3 needed for the first. Riola with a receiver, split out far to the visitor side. Handoff. Again, that's Dylan McCoy, who will take it across the 45 for the yards needed for the first. Buford will host Marietta, the Blue Devils. Come here to Tom Ryden Stadium next week. First and 10, Buford, new set of downs. Clock at 9:12 to go, third quarter. Little toss. Look out, a lot of running room here. Number 22 that time, Ethan Irvin. Takes it, they're running out of bounds around the 32. Kenneth Hurst, who is Thomas County Central playing tonight? Appling County, by the way. 31-6 on Moore Haven out of Florida, says Alexander Smith Jr. Thank you for that, brother. Again, let us know you're watching tonight, guys, wherever you are. First and 10, here come the Wolves. They have a commanding 17-0 lead, and they're looking to add to it after a little bit of a sloppy first half that saw Buford only put 10 points on the board. Handoff right up the middle. It's Ethan Irvin getting the call again, taking it for about 3. You're watching the ITG Next game of the week. We are somewhere different around the state. Trying to bring you the best in high school football, whether it's teams, athletes. Again, one of the reasons that we wanted to do this game. Show you, of course, the Buford Wolves and their number 1 rated quarterback. And the fact that Carver has come close to, well, they were in the state title game 2 years ago. Long throw by Riola. That should be pass interference, and it is. Cornerback has got to turn around and play the football. He's up. Cornerback is up questioning the call, but you got to turn around and play the football, young man, or they're going to call that every time. Call made on Joshua Stone. And again, with the offense failing to do anything for Carver, you can tell defense is being forced to try to put this game on their back, and you can only do that You can only do that so far in any game, especially against a team like Buford. So, new set of downs. 1st and 10. Here comes Buford now. They're at the 17 of Carver. And we've got whistles now. Check the call. False start on Buford. First down and 15. Remember, be sure to listen to my conversation with Bryant Appling, head coach of the Buford Wolves. He and I chat every Tuesday morning. We put it up for you guys to listen to, usually on Tuesday evenings. ITGnext.com, our coach's podcast, is where you can find it. Quick toss, Riola, man, wide open in the flats. Taking it to the 5 or the 4. Pass complete that time to Dawson Whitkey. We got two 38s. Durante Bruton and Dawson Whitkey, 2 38s. Take your pick. Guys, I got to tell you, I hate the double numbers. I get it. You know, when you have 150 players and you only got 100 numbers to use, you're going to double up somewhere, but Riola now going under center, going to hand it right up the middle, and Carver defense says nothing doing to number 27, Jaden Davis. Bring up 2nd down now, 7-12, 7-11, 7-10, in a 17-0 Buford lead. Midway here through the 3rd quarter. This game was 10-0 at the half. 2nd consecutive year that it's been anybody's game going into the locker room. Last year, Carver, Atlanta led this thing 15-14. Play action. Riola, all kind of time to throw. Going to toss it wide open. Is Tayshawn White. It's going to come at 6:46 of the 3rd quarter. And that's going to make it 23-0. And that was easy. Just pitch and catch that time from Riola to number 7, Tayshawn White, taking it in for the touchdown. Point after attempt now coming up. Here's the hold. The kick is up. The kick is good from Mario Ventura, the senior. He knocks it through. And that now makes your score 24-0 Buford. So what was a 10-0 game just minutes ago has now grown to a 24-point lead. Guys, I want to tell you about our friends. Big thanks to our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. As members of your local community, Georgia Farm Bureau agents work to protect individuals and families throughout Georgia with all your insurance needs. Auto, home, life, and renter's insurance are available. And when you've got more than 158 offices around the state, very capable agents in all of them, you can bet you're going to find a Georgia Farm Bureau agent near you. Just go to their website, guys, gfbinsurance.com. You can type in your county, your zip code, either one, and you can find the agent near you to talk to. So give them a call. Check them out today. Also, big thanks to our friends at Baker Sports. Baker Sports is proud to present Friday Night Lights and partnering with us here at ITG Next all season long, including tonight's game between Buford and Carver, Atlanta. Guys, it doesn't matter if you are a weekend warrior, you're a head coach, you play organized sports, you're a cheerleader, whatever you do. And no matter what sport it is, Baker Sports has got you outfitted and got you covered. All you got to do is give them a call, 904-388-8126. That's 904-388-8126 for all of your sporting good needs. That's Baker Sports. So 24-0, 6:46 to go, third quarter. We are at Buford tonight. Gloryland, as they call it. Here in Northeast Georgia, Gwinnett County. Tom Ryden Stadium. By the way, they're building a brand new football stadium. State-of-the-art, multi-million-dollar facility. It's about a mile from here where the high school is. It's about right across from the high school. I was talking to some people at halftime saying that they are planning to play in that stadium next fall. Now, they're going to have some cooperation with Mother Nature and have to really get on it. Here's the kickoff taken back there at the 6. Short return out to the 23. Return back there taken by Jamontez Hines. So again, going to be interesting to see. I mean, they just started clearing the land. They're now starting to get some framing up. But again, you're talking about a lot of work to build stadium seats and bathrooms and all the facilities, the turf, everything that goes with a high school football stadium. I got to tell you, this one here is nice, but Buford really on the cutting edge when it comes to facilities, guys. We have given you a couple of documentaries to show you all the planning that has gone into everything with Buford Athletics. Short handoff, nothing doing from Carver. Short gain. May have actually lost a yard. They did. Actually going to lose 2 yards on that play. Second down and long. 6:16, 6:15. 24-0, Buford. A first half that was nip-tuck between these two teams has now grown to a 3-touchdown lead for Buford. Quarterback sack. Back at the 9. Quarterback sack. Houston Edrick. Or Edrick Houston, I should say. On the quarterback sack. Number 0. Casey Melton and Alex Altman having a good conversation here. Don't let us come in between friends. What is that Tifton score? Tifton was 7-7 with Thomasville. I think that has grown to a pretty sizable Thomasville lead. We'll see if we can get anything there. Snap goes over his head. It's in the end zone. Quarterback going to pick it up and throw it. And it's going to be batted down, incomplete. I got to be honest with you, that could have been more disastrous than it was. Great day. So a lot of mistakes from Carver. Snap went over Adam Shealy's head that time. He had no chance. So it's going to bring up 4th and a mile, 4th and 19. Let's see if Buford tries to come after this punt. Low punt. Low line drive punt. Look out. Taking on the run. He may take it all the way, and he will. Did he get in there? Did he get in? Let's see. Yeah, touchdown. Number 7, Deshaun White. That's his 2nd straight touchdown. That was a low line drive punt taken at about the 40. And he took it on the run. And he had a head of steam behind him. And right now, Buford is in complete control 30-0. This thing was 10-0 a few minutes ago. So you got to figure Brian Appling is a little bit happier now. Here's Mario Ventura to tack on the extra point. Jim Blair tells us there's more on here than GPB. Oh, man, we'll take them. Jim, thanks for the update, buddy. Guys, stick around. Let's have fun. Talk about the game. Talk about scores coming in from around the area. I want to tell you about our sponsors, guys. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance and our friends at Baker Sports. First, about our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. If you're looking for insurance, whether it's auto, home, life, renters, South Georgia just got rocked by a major hurricane. Wonder how many people had insurance or didn't. What about renters? You got renters insurance if you rent your property? Something to think about. Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance can certainly help you out with that. They got 158 offices around the state. All you got to do is pull up their website, gfbinsurance.com, and find the nearest agent close to you and talk to them about your insurance needs. Also, Baker Sports. Hey, whether you play football, soccer, baseball, pickleball. Pickleball is the big thing right now going around. That's for any age. Baker Sports has got everything you need for any sport. Whether you're a coach, a player, cheerleader, fan, doesn't matter. Let Baker Sports outfit you with any and all of your sport equipment needs. Baker Sports at 904-388-8126 is their number. So big thanks to Baker Sports and Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance, sponsors of the ITG Next Game of the Week all season long, including tonight's game. All right, so guys, any scores that you have, I'll certainly take them. By the way, my pick six, it's the 6 games I pick every week. I pick the games and I pick the score. So tonight, I've got Perry over Peach 35-30. I've got Northside. I picked them to win 28-27. From what I hear, though, Northside is losing. I picked Buford to win 42-28. I don't know, unless something turns around. I may not do too well. Last week I went 5-1. So far I've gone 4-2, 4-2, 4-2, and 5-1. But this week, not looking so good. I picked Collins Hill to beat Sandy Creek 29-28. Mill Creek to beat Cedar Grove 42-31. By the way, what's up with Cedar Grove? Now, their offense, they're averaging about 33 points a game, but they're giving up 38 points a game. John Adams, man, one of the great coaches, though, in the state. He'll get Cedar Grove ready when it comes crunch time. You can bet your bottom dollar on that. All right, so here comes Carver, Atlanta now. Look out, big run here. Amari Russell, the senior running back, all 5'9", 185 pounds of him, broke it out. And don't look now, but here comes Carver, Atlanta, trying to get something going. 31-yard gain that time from Russell. And here's Carver, Atlanta, in business on the Buford side of the 50. Going to fake it. Look out. Quarterback coming out here. Big run. Taking it to about the 43. Again, that's Adam Shealy. Penalty flag down, and that's kind of been the story of this game tonight. When either team seems to get something going, especially Carver, they seem to hurt themselves with penalties. Now, let's see who this penalty's against, though. I don't know. You got to think it may be a hold of some kind, but I don't know. It is a hold, says Mr. PA announcer. That wasn't hard to figure out. Usually when you see a penalty flag in that area of the field, it's usually a hold, especially on a running play. And so what was a nice gain for Carver now is going to be negated, as the ball will now come back on their side of the 50, back to their own 41. Yikes. Shealy, throw it long downfield, is going to be intercepted. There was nobody down there except a Buford Wolf. Threw it right to Gilbert. Cyrus Gilbert was waiting on it. Like Adam Shealy, I got to tell you, Shealy came in here with some pretty good numbers, guys. Of course, he hadn't thrown against Buford either. But Shealy came in here 25 of 54. He's already thrown for 547 yards through just 3 games coming into this game. We've got a man down, by the way. Well, or maybe we don't. Well, we had a powwow down there around the 30. Maybe just coming out to give the referees water. 4:10 left to go in the third. What was a close game at halftime, 10-0, has turned into a dominant Buford lead here, 31-0 now, 4:10 to go in the third quarter. Thanks so much for checking us out tonight. ITG Next Game of the Week. Tell me where you're watching the game from tonight, guys. Where you're watching the game. Is your favorite team off tonight? Who is your favorite team? Let me know. Chat it up with us tonight here on the ITG Next Game of the Week. All right, so here we go. Buford after the interception. Riola throws. Complete. Short gain. Just tossed it out here to number 16, Kyle Carpenter, the junior. Now, I know a lot of you were saying that, I guess based on the first half performance, that Buford may not be ready to compete for the state title or whatever. Listen, guys, everybody, I mean, you don't always come out and have your A game. And let's face it, Carver came out to play tonight, especially defensively. Just with no offense, it's tough to keep up the momentum defensively. Quick toss, Riola, complete. Ball comes out. Carver's going to pick it up. It's a fumble. Carver streaking down the field, and they're going to put it in for the score. So if that stands, it's going to be a fumble, intercept, or a fumble picked up, return for the touchdown, but let's wait and see. I thought it was a fumble. Ball was caught. Receiver brought it down with both feet down. The ball popped out. And give Carver Atlanta credit. Joshua Stone took it back, and there's a penalty on the play. And it's been that kind of night for Carver. Just when you do something good. So I think the fumble is going to stand as they now put the flag at the 25. I guess where the foul took place. So Carver picks up a fumble. They run it in for a touchdown, but not so fast. Boy, and it's been that kind of night if you're a Carver fan. They do something good, and it just turns right around into something bad. Big powwow with the officiating crew. 3:11 to go in the third. It's all Buford right now, 31-0. Again, there's 2 penalty flags now. This may be penalties on both teams. To be honest with you, I didn't see what happened. You got to think that maybe there's a block in the back or a hold on the return.
or something like that. It's about the only thing it could be. So we're going to see. Long conversation here. I mean, they're talking about a little bit of everything. Guys, be sure to tune in. You love high school football. If you're not familiar with my show, Extra Point, well, you're going to love it. Mondays at 5 o'clock, we go live, and I talk high school football with you guys. We do it for an hour and a half, 5 o'clock to 6:30. Last week, had Lee County head coach Dean Fabrizio on to talk about his little escapade that took place there at Colquitt County, in case you missed it. Dean Fabrizio said, I don't like these penalties, so I'm going to pick up your flag and keep it. Fabrizio comes on, but that's the kind of show we have, guys. We have great relationships with coaches all over the state. I mentioned earlier you can hear my conversation, by the way, on Tuesdays with Bryant Appling, the head coach of the Buford Wolves. And that's just one of several coaches as we get the call here. See what we get. So blocking below the waist. That's on Carver. That's declined. Penalty on Buford. Declined. Personal foul on Buford. That's 3 penalties. So Carver will have it. First down. But the touchdown comes off the board. So they had 3 penalties they had to talk about there. Tried to sort it out. I mean, you don't see that every day. 3 penalties on one play. So the touchdown comes off the board, but as I thought and I mentioned earlier, Carver will keep possession after they force the fumble after the catch and fumble after the catch. So Carver's got it, 1st and 10 at the Buford 40. Going to see if they can get something going offensively here. Handoff around the right side. Big run here, 10, 11, 12, 13 yards from Lataeus Stepp Jr. Dutch down 22-15 on Warner Robbins. That's in the 4th. Thanks for that, Alexander Smith Jr. Any scores you guys have got, share them with our audience and yours truly. 1st and 10. Another running play around the right end and another penalty flag. Boy, things have gotten really sloppy here. And we have come to a crawl, snail's pace. There's the hold. So we'll replay first down. 2:56 to go in the 3rd. Appling County 40-6 on Moore Haven, Florida, says Alexander Smith Jr. Where are you watching us at tonight, guys? Let me know. First and 20. Look out, a little end around here. Got some running room. 30, 25. Knocked out of bounds at the 21. Penalty flag going to be on Buford for a late hit. That's going to be called on number 0, Edric Houston. Jody Norton checking in from Yulee, Florida, home of the Hornets. So here comes the official call here from the White Hat. He's been busy in this second half, let me tell you. Dead ball, personal foul. Then we got an ejection. I believe the white hat has just given us an ejection, and if so, that's going to be on Houston. So one man that has been busy, he's been staying active, is the white hat. Again, in what has been a sloppy third quarter that has really been all Buford, but man, we've had some penalties here. First down, running play. Shealy calling his own number, taking it back to the 10-yard line. Now they got Montavious Banks back in their quarterback. Sorry about that. So they're basically swapping, and we knew they were going to do this. Platooning Montavious Banks, the junior, and Adam Shealy, the senior signal caller. Both of them getting equal snaps here tonight. Second down and goal to go now, but it's back at the 11-yard line. 2:23 to go in the third. This game was 10-0 at the half. It's now 31-0 Buford. Snap. Play action. Sack. Never had a chance. Did Montavious Banks, his number 47. John Frazier. Nuki says Buford should score 2 more touchdowns. Adam A. Mo Moore says, what's the score? North Cobb, Northside. I'd like to know that too. Any scores you guys have got, please share them with us here, and we'll pass them along. 1:44, 1:43 to go. We're in the third. Third and goal back from the 21. Had to throw it out of bounds that time. He was under a heavy rush. Banks incomplete. Stacy Moreland says, how is Riola doing tonight? He's looked pretty good, Stacy. You know, he is showing you why he is the nation's #1 quarterback. Now, as a whole, Buford has played okay. But Riola has played pretty well. He's no interceptions. Again, he came into the game with no interceptions. He had actually an interception that was nullified by a penalty. So 4th and goal from the 21. Snap. Going to throw it to the end zone. Knocked down. Incomplete. And it'll go over on down. So we get another would-be scoring opportunity for Carver. Goes by the wayside. And guys, to be honest with you, that's really been the difference in this game. Carver has had numerous opportunities to put it in the end zone. Remember, in a 0-0 game back in the first quarter, Carver picked up a fumble from a Buford ball carrier. I'm trying to remember who it was, but Buford was looking to punch it in from the 3-yard line. They fumbled it. Carver ran it back down to about the Buford 15-yard line, but they stalled there. And they have had 3 or 4 red zone opportunities where they have not been able to come away with any points. And that's why it's 31-0. Little toss. Far side, look out, here comes the running back reversing his field. He's got open space, 40, 45, 50, and he's got a head of blockers, 40, 35, 30. Finally going to be chased down at the Carver 22-yard line. Number 27, Dylan McCoy. Big run that time, and we've got a Carver man down at the 35. may have some cramping here. We hope that's all it is. That's going to give us a chance to tell you real quick while the Carver training staff comes out and takes a look at the injured Panther. Give you a chance to tell you about our friends at Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. As members of your local community, Georgia Farm Bureau agents work to protect you and other families throughout Georgia by providing you with all of your insurance needs. Guys, you know, Georgia's been hit with natural disasters, and there's all kind of stuff that's waiting around the corner, and you don't want to be caught unprotected. Make sure you've got your insurance needs taken care of, and there's no better team to do it than Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. Go to their website, gfbinsurance.com. Find an agent near you. That's www.gfbinsurance.com. Also, big thanks to our friends at Baker Sports. Baker Sports wants to remind you that, hey, it's Friday Night Lights, and Baker Sports is proud to partner with us here at ITG Next Georgia to bring you tonight's gridiron matchup between Buford and Carver, Atlanta. In fact, Baker Sports is going to be sponsoring all of our games all season long, including next week as we go to McEachern for McEachern and Valdosta. So remember, for all of your sporting good needs, call Baker Sports at 904-388-8126. All right, coming out of the injury timeout, player helped off the field there. That's good news. We're under a minute to go in the third quarter. All Buford right now, 31-0, and they're looking for more. Dylan Riola, nation's #1 quarterback, takes it, hands it off. Right up the middle, a lot of running room. Number 26, Bryce Green. Dutchtown and Warner Robins is 22-22 in the fourth. Pretty good game there. Waylon Polk has given us an update. Lee County 45-14. East Coweta has extended the lead on Lowndes 35-24. Thank you from Pashawn Pride for that one. 7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. Buford just gets it off into the third quarter. Handoff, left side, taking it to about the 13-yard line is number 27, Dylan McCoy. And that is going to bring us to the end of the third quarter with your score. Buford, with 21 points in the third quarter, has now taken the lead. It's Buford 31, Carver, Atlanta, nothing as we get ready to go to quarter number 4. Guys, remember, it's time now to start thinking, and I want y'all's help on this. I enlist the help of our viewers in every game as we get ready to name the Baker Sports players of the game. Now, that's going to be a player from each of these teams. So if you're Buford, you've got a number of candidates you could give it to. You could give it to K.J. Bolden. You could give it to Tyshawn White, who's had a big game. You could give it to Jeremiah Colbert. There's a number of players, guys, you can give it to. And then, of course, for Carver, Atlanta, who is our player of the game, couple of selections there. Latea Stepp has had a good game. Taron Kemp, the wide receiver, has had a good game. Amari Russell, the running back. So you got a couple of different, actually got some good selections from both teams. So, guys, let me hear you and your suggestions for who you think should be our Baker Sports player of the game. You got to love GPB holding us up here. TV timeout. Something you'll never have to worry about here at TG Next Sports. Hey, I love my friends at GPB, though. Let me make sure everybody understands that. They are good folks. John Nelson and all of my friends there at GPB Sports. All right, we're getting ready to start quarter number 4. Buford. 1st and 10. Handoff. Whoa, look out. Fumble. There's a fumble. And here's a Carver player picking it up. Look out. Big play there. And, man, let me tell you, Carver's had a couple of these tonight, guys. Zion Binyard, the sophomore. The defensive lineman was rumbling, bumbling, and stumbling with it. You thought that maybe he was going to take it to the house for Carver's first points of the game, but no. And once again, Carver finds some kind of break here, and they've had several of these opportunities tonight, but not able to take advantage by putting it in the end zone. Again, that's been kind of the difference in this game. So once again, Buford has put it on the ground, and here comes Carver Atlanta now, just shy of midfield. Quarterback draw, taking it over midfield, and that's about it. So we've got Montavious Banks now back in there at quarterback. Cole Moore, Rockmart gives us a score. Harlem 47, Aquinas 29, says Chris Johnson. Pass play out in the flats, incomplete. That's kind of been the story of this game tonight. Just really nothing doing. There's been no offensive fluidity from Carver tonight. Just cannot find any momentum at all. So we've been in this situation before. By the way, running clock, 10-14, 10-13. 3rd down and 8 for Carver Atlanta. The ball sits right at the 50, by the way. Snap. Sack. Quarterback sack from Hayden Gower, senior linebacker. And once again, yet another turnover by Buford. Carver, however, cannot capitalize. They go 3 and out. So we've got a 4th down now, a punting situation. You think one of these you may see a fake. I don't know. Number 23, William Cochran. He's a freshman. Going to punt this one away. Here's the snap. Short punt. But it'll take a Carver bounce and roll out of bounds at about the 31-yard line, and Buford will put it in play once again. We're in a running clock, some may say, thankfully. Mr. Producer liked that one. Oh, I did. Rockmart has beaten Irwin. Thomasville 28-23 on Tift. I don't know if that's final or not. And I'm waiting for Thomas County Central to play a team that is equal to them as far as their classification and their size. By the way, one other thing I want you guys to be sure to check out and comment on. So yours truly does the ITGNX Top 25 rankings. We have the composite rankings, which means I rank the teams in Class A, both, Division I and Division II, AA and AAA. Okay, I take the top 25 teams from those 4 classes. I do the same thing in classifications 4, 5, 6, and 7A. So be sure to check out. I update those every week. I'll update those tonight on the way home. find out who's won, who's lost, start moving teams around. And also want to encourage you guys to check out my story this week. It'll be as part of our ITG Next newsletter. By the way, subscribe to our newsletter. We come out twice a week, and it's free to your email inbox every week. Great stories, and again, you get the rankings, you get my pick six, get a lot of great graphics and fun stats. And one of the stories that I wrote about was the surprises that we've had so far this year, which Irwin County is one, Brooks County is another. Guys, these are two programs that have been dominant now for a decade. Handoff, Buford, by the way, short game. So you're talking about two programs that have been dominant for a decade, and people can say, well, Phil, they lost some good players. Well, they've lost good players over the last 10, 15 years, but they've managed to stay on top. But this year is not the case. Irwin County has struggled. Brooks has struggled mightily. Now, I'm not going to gauge though their loss to Thomas County Central. I mean, Thomas County Central keeps playing these smaller schools. Okay, so, and that's what made me think about my rankings, by the way. I'm not going to rank Thomas County Central up much higher until they start playing schools their own size. Now, they take care of business and, with 6A teams and teams equal to them, that's fine. But check out the top 25 rankings, guys. Comes out every week. Yours truly takes care of that. But the surprise teams, in addition to Irwin, Brooks, I write about this week, and you guys can check it out, see what you think. Thomasville has been a surprise to me. Coach Jonathan DeLay, great coaching job last year, leads that team back from a 1-3 start. They win 8 of the last 9 games, including a quarterfinal appearance in the Class 3A playoffs. They win their region, and they had most of their players coming back this year, and they have gotten off to a terrible start. So Thomasville is a surprise. Irwin County is a surprise. Brooks County is a surprise. Cedar Grove, a surprise. Again, Cedar Grove has been scoring points, but they have, and Cedar Grove has always been known for their defense. And they are giving up. They come into tonight's game against Mill Creek, giving up an average of 38 points a game. Just not what you expect from a John Adams Cedar Grove team. So this has been a crazy season, guys. And I want to hear what y'all think about my comments. Buford in a punting situation. Wow, I don't know how he didn't block that one. High kick. Going to take a Buford roll. It's going to be down at the 20-yard line as the clock mercifully runs. 5:44. And again, GPB man down there at the 20 has indicated a TV timeout. Mike Sorensen checking out tonight's game. What's up, Marlon? Waylon Polk. What's up, Waylon? Thanks so much for checking us out tonight. Stacy Moreland checking us out. What's up, Stacy? I mentioned Frizzell Crump. Frizzell says, I called it. Blowout by the third. Did you? I don't remember Frizzell calling it that early. 31-0 in this game was 10-0 back at the half. And again, Carver, give Carver's defense credit. They have been sticking around tonight. They have really been, they kept their team in this game. And I know you may say, well, Phil, 31-0 is not keeping them in the game. Well, I promise you, they have done their part, forcing turnovers, forcing Buford into punting situations, giving the ball back. That's all you can ask if you're the defense, getting the ball back to your offense. They have done that. They've done their part for the most part. But again, the lack of Carver's offense has really been the problem tonight. That has really been the difference in this game. I'm Phil Jones. You are watching ITG Next, the ITG Next Game of the Week. We do this every week. Again, our game's brought to you tonight and all season long by our friends at Baker Sports and Georgia Farm Bureau Insurance. All right, coming out. By the way, we want to thank our friends at Buford. Best press box food ever. Chicken sandwiches, hamburgers, brownies, donuts, salads, and Mr. Producer has sampled them all. What else? French fries, pineapple, watermelon, and we're still going to stop at Buc-ee's on the way back to Valdosta. Carver, quick toss catch. Man running away from a would-be tackler, taking it out of bounds around the 40. Again, we're in a running clock, so the clock's going to continue to run. 5:18, 5:17. Can Carver score before the game's over? 31-0. And I know you may say that it's not that close, but really, game's been closer than that. It has been. I mean, it is not, Carver has stepped, again, they've kept themselves in this game except for no offense. Mike Sorensen said there's no need to stop at Buc-ee's. Mike, cannot go by Buc-ee's and not stop. That is sacrilegious, man. Just cannot do that. I would never forgive myself. I've said this before, I always run into somebody at Buc-ee's at the darndest times, which for us is usually like 2 or 3 in the morning. Can Carver score? Handoff. Taking it close to midfield. 4:11, 4:10 to go in the game, 31-0 Buford. This game was 10-0. At halftime. I mentioned last year, Carver led this game at the half last year. Buford came out with 4 unanswered touchdowns in the last half last year. Zone read, or actually the run pass option that time. Nice run. Okay, guys, we need to start thinking about, you guys help me with the player of the game. Again, Baker Sports presents our player of the game. Now, this may be decided if Carver can score here, but looking for a player of the game from either side. Fumble. And Buford's recovered. And yet another scoring opportunity is going to go by the wayside. Boy, oh boy, East Coweta out 42-24 on Lowndes. Mike Sorensen said, I enjoyed the game down here in Tampa. You guys be safe driving home. Thanks, Mike. Always appreciate your friendship and checking us out, buddy. Wayne County looks like they're going to get back in the win column tonight. Mill Creek 42-16 on Cedar Grove. I predicted 42-31 in that game, by the way. 3 minutes, 9 seconds left to go in this one. Buford will probably come out of this and salt away the last 3 minutes and get out of here with a 31-0 game. If you want to hear what Brian Appling, the head coach of the Buford Wolves, has to say about this game, be sure to check out my conversation with him on Tuesday nights. And every Tuesday night, all season long, it's the Buford Coaches Show with Brian Appling and yours truly. I also talked to the Gainesville head coach, Josh Niblett. I talked to the Lowndes head coach, Adam Carter. I talked to the Houston County head coach, Jeremy Edwards. I talked to the Colquitt County head coach, Sean Calhoun, and many more. Every week, you can hear all of our coaches' shows By the way, the Buford Coaches Show brought to you by our friends at Northeast Georgia Physicians Group. Big thanks to those guys for sponsoring the Buford Coaches Show with Bryant Appling and me. You can hear that on Tuesday evenings. It'll be interesting to see what Coach Appling has to say about this one. There's my buddy Obadiah Farley checking in. Obadiah Farley gives me a Thomasville winning late in the fourth, 35-23. All right, so guys, as far as a player of the game, does anybody have any suggestions? I think for Buford, I'm going to give it to Tyshawn White. Number 7, Tyshawn White, my player of the game for Buford, unless you guys have got any suggestions otherwise. And for Carver, Atlanta, who's our player of the game there? 2nd down and 8 for the Wolves. Handoff. The new quarterback for Buford is Rayola. No, not Dylan Rayola. It's Dayton Rayola, his younger brother. That's right. When Buford got Dylan Rayola, they also got little brother Dayton. They're number 1 and number 2 on the quarterback depth chart for the Wolves. How about that? So my player of the game for Buford, Tyshawn White. My player of the game for Carver, Atlanta. I'm going to give it to I'm going to give it number 21, Latea Stepp. And if you have any objections, speak now or forever hold your peace. Yes, I did. So me and Mr. Producer should be in Valdosta, I'm guessing, around 3 a.m. And we'll see you at Buc-ee's around 1 a.m. Under a minute to go in the game. Dayton Rayola came in relief of his older brother, but now we've got a punting situation for Buford. Going to be down at the 18-yard line, it looks like, and that's where the game is going to come to an end, as we will not have another play. Clock's going to run out here in the running clock, and that's going to do it, as we're now on to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the clock comes to all zeros. And our game has ended. ITG next game of the week from Gloryland tonight, Tom Riding Stadium in Buford. Final score, Buford 31, Carver, Atlanta, nothing. For Buford, this is their 3rd win in this series between these two teams, including back-to-back wins the last 2 years. Got to go back to 2021, the first time they played. Guys, again, we want to thank our friends at Baker Sports and Georgia Farm Bureau for sponsoring tonight's game. Again, our Baker Sports players of the game will be for Buford, number 7, Tyshawn White. His 2 touchdowns tonight paced the way for the Buford Wolves. And again, for Carver, Atlanta, going to give it to Latea Stepp, the running back. I don't have any official stats on him, but he got most of the carries tonight, and he played well tonight. So our Baker Sports player of the games, Latea Stepp. For Carver, Atlanta, and Tyshawn White, the senior running back who had a heck of a game tonight himself. They are our Baker Sports Players of the Game. And each player, by the way, is going to receive a brand new set of shoulder pads, compliments, and from Baker Sports. Again, guys, your final score tonight from Buford. Buford Wolves ahead 10-0 at the half. Come out with 21 third-quarter points, and they win it 31-0. For Sean Perry, I'm Phil Jones saying, hope you guys have a great night. Have a great weekend. Remember, next week, we'll be back with you from McEachern for Valdosta at McEachern, the Cats, and the Indians going at it on the ITG next game of the week next Friday. Until then, have a great week, everybody.